Imagine a child who was given everything he ever wanted. A boy who grew up believing the world revolved around him. A child who scared even his own mother because when he didn't get his way, there were consequences. That boy would grow into a young man and eventually a cold blooded killer. This is the disturbing case of Derek Campos Leits. Derek was born on the 13th of November 1991 in Wisconsin. His mother, Shelley, was only 19 at the time, still in college, unprepared, and abandoned by the man who fathered the child. Life was already a struggle, but the moment Derek was born, she swore to protect him at all costs. And when Derek nearly died from a severe case of pneumonia at just 7 weeks old, Shelley doubled down on that promise. From then on, she spoiled him endlessly, determined to make him the happiest boy in the world. But as we know, too much love can sometimes create a monster. At first, Derek seemed like any other child, but soon disturbing behaviors appeared. He couldn't stand hearing the word no. Once, inside a toy store, he broke a toy in anger just because his mother refused to buy it and threatened to smash another unless she gave in. His eyes, Shelley later recalled, were filled with something terrifying, pure hatred. From that day forward, she rarely said no again. Derek's odd behavior only grew worse. He refused to eat food with his hands, even pizza or fries, using only a fork and knife. He hated playing with other children and often lashed out when they tried. Even with his toys, he didn't really play. Instead, he lined them up neatly, stepped back, and just stared. When visitors came over, Derek would glare, ignore them, and even attack their kids. Once, he bit his own mother during an outburst. When Shelley remarried a man named Robert, Derek finally met someone who wasn't afraid to set boundaries. Robert introduced rules, something Derek had never experienced, but Derek resisted fiercely. On their very first Christmas together, Robert refused to let Derek open his gifts until he ate breakfast. Derek sat at the table the entire day, refusing food, refusing joy. Shelley later broke down, secretly replaced a video game Derek had smashed in anger, and handed it back to him, terrified of what he might do next. As Derek grew older, the house became a battlefield. Screaming matches with Robert drove him away, leaving Shelley once again alone with her son. Terrified and helpless, she tried therapy. Derek was diagnosed with depression, but treatment never lasted. By 2009, he was 18 and things took an unexpected turn. Derek met Macy, a lively and outgoing 16-year-old girl. For the first time, Derek smiled, laughed, and even told someone, "I love you," something he never once said to his own mother. Shelley believed Macy had fixed him. The couple soon had a child together, a baby boy named Gabriel. Derek became shockingly affectionate, even a loving father. But this fragile peace wouldn't last. Slowly, Derek's darkness returned. He created strict household rules, controlling everything from curtains to grocery lists. Macy could only leave the house to work, with Derek timing her trips down to the minute. If she was late, even by a moment, he exploded in anger. Shelley watched helplessly as her son transformed into a controlling tyrant. She turned to alcohol to escape her reality. Then came the most chilling moment. One night, Shelley found Derek calmly cleaning an AK-47 rifle at the kitchen table. When she froze in fear, Derek pointed it at her and asked, "Are you scared of me?" From then on, she locked herself in her room, drinking, avoiding him. By the time Derek turned 20, Macy had endured enough. On her 18th birthday, While Derek was out, she packed her belongings and left him. But out of fear, she made a heartbreaking choice. She didn't take Gabriel with her. Shelley supported her decision, but when Derek found out, his reaction was terrifying. He said nothing. He just stared and retreated to his room. Days later, Shelley saw Derek pacing the living room, muttering to himself over and over, "Gabriel will never call another man dad." His words sent shivers down her spine. She left for work, not realizing this would be the last normal day of her life. On the 8th of September 2012, Shelley returned home after work and an AA meeting. She saw Macy's car outside. The front door was open. Inside, the silence was suffocating. Then, blood. Stains leading to the bathroom. The door was locked, but blood seeped from underneath. When Shelley forced it open, the sight shattered her. Macy lay dead in the bathtub, her throat slashed. But there was no sign of Derek or baby Gabriel. Police rushed to the scene. An Amber Alert was issued for Gabriel. Hours later, Derek calmly checked into a hotel with his son completely unfazed. A quick thinking clerk recognized him and alerted authorities. Police stormed the room, arrested Derek without resistance, and found Gabriel unharmed. On his shoes, the blood of Macy. In his mother's car, the murder weapon, a kitchen knife. At the police station, Derek was allowed one phone call. He called his mother. For the first time in his life, he told her he loved her. Shelley wept as she listened to her son confess, saying he wished he could turn back time. But there was no going back. In 2012, Derek Leits pleaded guilty to the murder of Macy. He was sentenced to life in prison, with the possibility of parole after 40 years. Macy's funeral was filled with grief and anger. Shelley, unable to bear the memories, moved away with Gabriel. She now raises her grandson with strict love and discipline, determined to never repeat the same mistakes she made with Derek. Today, Derek sits behind bars in a maximum security prison in Wisconsin. His mother says she will never stop feeling guilty. But one haunting question remains: was Derek born a monster, or did being spoiled, protected, and indulged create the cruelty that destroyed his life and ended Macy's?